Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We come to this world through our parents. Like a seed from a fruit sprouts to become a tree again, life takes shape in the womb of the mother. We say our body is a temple where the inner being resides. Then know that this temple was gifted to us by our parents. This body, this Dehayantram, is a tool necessary to attain the goal of self realization. Our parents made way for us to be born in this world and progress on our spiritual paths. Parents too are humans and have their own shortcomings, fault lines, and karmas. They are at their own stages of spiritual evolution. Our association with them as children is again a result of karmic connections working its way. Hence, like the uncertainties in any relationship, here too our time with them are sometimes pleasant and sometimes unpleasant. This session is about having love, gratitude, and respect towards three important figures in our lives: our mothers, fathers, and gurus. This love and gratitude for parents and preceptors must be beyond the worldly transactional relationship viewed through the karmic lens. Parents give us body and life begins. But it is Guru who gives us a spiritual rebirth, and this new life is eternal and divine. We will be learning about Guru in detail in the coming session. This session will largely focus on dharma towards parents. Yam mata pitarau klesham sahete sambhavendranam na tasya nishkritish shakya kartum varshashatairapi. The different kinds of troubles that the parents undergo in the birth of children while bringing them up cannot be compensated even in 100 years. Mata pitrorgurunam cha puja bahumata mama taya yukto naro lokan yashascha mahadashnute. Mother, father, and preceptors, gurus, are worship worthy. Those who treat them with reverence, respect, and devotion attain great glory. Nityam paricharetyaiva tadvai sukritamuttamam kirtim punyam yasho lokan prapsyase rajasattama. And that is why serving these three people in our lives brings great punya. It brings inner purity too. Sarve tasya trita loka yasyaite traya atritaha anadritastu yasyaite sarvastasya phalah kriyaha. By honoring our parents and preceptors, the entire forces of the universe get honored, and those who disrespect them are ruined over time. The importance of cultivating this virtue is there in many popular stories from the Puranas. One such story is about a race between Kartikeya and Ganesha to go around the world. In that story, Ganesha went 3 times round his parents, Shiva and Parvati, and said, to him, his parents meant the world itself. The Upanishads say, Matra Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. These words of the Shruti ask us to venerate the divinity in our mothers, fathers, gurus, and even in our guests. No conditions are attached here. There are no ifs and buts. Like if your father is moody and short tempered, he does not deserve to be respected. If your mother is simple minded, she need not be valued in this sophisticated world. Even in cases where parents were adharmic, Our scriptures have examples of children who have tried showing them the path with love and respect through patience and endurance. You can see this in the story of Prahlada and Hiranyakashipa. At the end of the story in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Lord Narasimhadeva tells Prahlada to ask for boons, Prahlada instantly prays for his father. Tasmat pita me puyet durantat dustaradathyat putaste pangasandrushtah tada kripanavatsala. Prahlada says, my father had lost his way. He couldn't see the truth. O Lord, please remove the doshas in my father. Let him become pure. Such was the prayer of a son to uplift his father. Such is the power of dharma. Though our scriptures advise us to treat both the parents like God, they give a higher place to one's mother. The reason may be that right from the type of conception, the child becomes a part of the mother's body and grows drawing sustenance from her food. Even after birth, the child is taken care of by her and spends more time with the mother. She is the one who introduces others, including the father. To the child, she in effect becomes the first guru. Without her shikshana, without her teaching, the child would not even know what is bhakshya and abhakshya. Children put mud in their mouth. It is the mother who teaches them what to eat and what not, what is good and what is not. She is known as Dhatri because she carries the child within her. She is Janani because she gives birth to the child. She is Amba since she helps the child in the womb to develop its limbs. She is called Shushru because she nurses the child. The fabric of this code is extended in a further broader space. पितृभगिन्यां मातुश्च ज्यायस्यां च स्वसर्यपि मातृवद्वृत्तिम आतिष्ठेत माताताभ्यो गरीयसी. Mother's sisters, father's sisters are matrusamana, like mothers. They must be honored as you honor your own mother. In this particular shloka, the reference is only to mother's sisters and father's sisters. That is why I am saying it as mother's sisters and father's sisters. But you will find several verses across the scriptures where several other relationships are indicated. Maternal uncles' wives, paternal uncles' wives, your own sisters, your brother's wives, and so on. So the idea is to look upon the woman figure who could be put in the mother's place. The idea is to see the Divine Mother in all of them too. This single extension can be stretched to an even larger universal fabric, and then you see a very different picture of Dharma in the famous words Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The Skanda Purana says that even a sannyasi who is revered by all should worship his mother. Sarvavandyena yatina prasurvandya prayatnataha. After receiving parental love, care, attention, and guidance, if one chooses to neglect his or her parents, especially in their old age, then all the good deeds done by these people will go waste. There are no bigger sinners than these people. Bhrito vruddho yona bibharti putraha swayonijah pitaram mataram cha tadvai papam bhruna hatya vishishtam tasman nanyah papakrudasti loke. There is a story, a very popular story in the Mahabharata. It is called the story of the Dharma Vyadha. It appears in the Vanaparva. There was a Brahmin by name Kaushika who had abandoned his old parents who had no one to take care of them, and he decided to go to the forest and perform penance for his own development. This is a serious lapse of dharma. So it was never easy for him to do any spiritual practice. There would be some or the other disturbance that would break his penance. But as years passed performing penance, he gained some supernatural powers. One day, as he was sitting in meditation under a tree, bird droppings fell on his head. He was disturbed by this incident. He angrily looked up and gazed the bird, and immediately the crane responsible for this act was reduced to ashes by his gaze. The Brahmin did not expect this to happen, but was pleased at what happened. His ego puffed up at his achievement. One day, he went to a nearby village to take alms. He was made to wait at a house. He became annoyed at this. Soon a lady came out with the alms in her hand, and Kaushika expressed his anger to her. He said, "Do you know the power of Brahmana's krodha, his anger?" She coolly replied, "Yes, I do, but I am not like the crane that was burnt to ashes by your gaze." Kaushika was taken aback at the statement. How did the lady know the incident that happened in the remote forest? While he was dumbstruck, the lady offered her apologies for making him wait, but said it was because she was washing vessels and then had to attend to her husband. She was attending her primary duties. This strict adherence to dharma was the cause of her eminence. She advised the Brahmana to go to a particular village and meet a butcher and learn more about dharma. Kaushika was already feeling very small, and this lady had pricked his ego too. He went to the village mentioned by the lady and after some enquiry found the butcher who was attending to his customers. Kaushika stood at some distance. When the butcher found some respite, he washed his hands and hurried to Kaushika. He apologized for making him wait and said he had a duty to perform. It may be inferior and unglamorous, but that is what he had inherited as profession and carried it on with devotion. Later, he took Kaushika to his home and asks him to wait until he finishes taking care of his aged parents. The butcher came to Kaushika after attending his parents and said he knew that Kaushika was sent by a particular woman to learn about dharma from him. He said that doing one's duty is the highest form of dharma, and this includes serving the parents with devotion as a foremost duty. He added that this took precedence over other duties such as receiving guests. That is why he made Kaushika wait till he finished serving his parents. He advises Kaushika to correct his mistake, go home and look after his parents. Kaushika was full of remorse. He hastened to his home and started serving his parents with devotion. Our parents won't be with us forever. Someday they will all be gone, and with that will end the golden opportunity to spend time with the Pratyaksha Devatas, the living deities in our lives. When they are gone, there is nothing we can do for them here. The weight of this truth cannot be expressed in words. It has to be felt within. Listen to these verses that poured out of Adi Shankara's mouth when his mother Aryamba left this world. Sri Shankaracharya was an enlightened great sannyasi. He is not bound by any rules and conventions. He is revered as the Jagat Guru. Still, he wanted to set an example to the world. He bore the scriptural injunctions in mind and was with his mother during her last moments. At that time, his deepest emotions for his mother came out as these verses. He poured his heart out in 5 verses, in which he describes the pain and sufferings his mother had to undergo for his sake and the great love she had for him. After knowing what he has said, no one can neglect their parents. Mukta manitvam nayanam mameti राजेति जीवेति चिरः सुतत्वम् इत्युक्तवत्यास्तव वाचि मातः ददाम्यहं तण्डुलमेव शुष्कम्. Your mouth that said, "You are the pearl of my eyes, my prince, and oh, my soul of soul, may you live long, son." But in return of all that, oh my dear mother, I give you but dry rice in your mouth. आस्तां तावदियं प्रसूतिसमये दूर्वारशूलव्यथा नैरुच्यं तनुशोषणं मलमयी शय्या च सांवत्सरी एकस्यापि न गर्भभारभरणक्लेशस्य यस्याक्षमः दातुं निष्कृतिमुन्नतोऽपि तनयस्तस्यै जनन्यै नमः. At the time of giving birth to me, O mother, you suffered from unbearable pain. You did not speak about that suffering of your body, nor of the painful condition while lying in the bed for almost an year. For even one of the sufferings that you underwent during pregnancy, O mother, a son is unable to offer atonement. I bow to that mother with reverence. नदत्तं मातः ते मरणसमये तोयमपि वा स्वधावा नो दत्ता मरणदिवसे श्राद्धविधिना न जप्त्वा मातः ते मरणसमये तारकमनु चकाले सम्प्राप्ते मयि कुरु दयां मातरतुलाम्. I did not offer you water at the time of your death. O mother, I did not even offer the oblations as per the last rites prescribed on the day of your death. Nor did I repeat the mantra that delivers one across the ocean of this world. Alas, I have come at an inappropriate time. O mother, bestow upon me your unequaled compassion. We are indebted to our parents in more than one way. It becomes our righteous duty, dharma, to serve them as best as we can, especially while they are here. By serving them, we facilitate our own spiritual growth. Don't harbor the misconception that we are binding ourselves to family and so many people and adding on to our bag of responsibilities. How can we be free if we are burdened with these things? Purpose of dharma is not to benefit one at the expense of another. Dharma restores balance. You have received, so you must give. This concept of giving back through love, gratitude, and service is the basis of the idea of Pitruruna. Pitruruna is our debt, that which we owe to our ancestors, beginning with our parents. The immediate way to give back is by caring for our parents and ensuring their well-being. Coming to the end of this session, no matter what is your relationship status with your parents, rise above and never refrain from the fundamental duty of taking care of their well-being and feel the divine joy that births within you. Feel the freedom and lightness within. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.